So today I want to show you how to put a lining in this bag I had shown you previously, and I will put a link above to how to bead the bag. So now you don't need a pattern, you just need your bag, and this is both sides and how it looks inside. This we can do more beautiful, and yeah, I will show you. So I take a fabric. This is a calico or a cotton fabric. Calico it's called in Victorian times, and I just need the fabric and no pattern, because I do take the pattern from the bag directly. So you can do this with any bag, any size you want to do. First of all, I take a little bit more fabric. This is preventing fraying, and then I fold the other side and measure it from the bag. So this is, yeah, so better. So I have the width of the bag, and now I take it to the other side, and where the underside is, yeah, so you will see here, that's the width of the bag I need. So then this should be straight as the thread is, and I will show you later how this is possible to make it. It's not just cut away. So now I try to control if it works. I put on the folded side, I put it, and this is where my fringes is later, and here I fold again, and I need a little bit for a little bit more fabric that's over the line where I sew it together, that's not fraying on the inside. So now I have done this before, and I have sewn around the bag before, just not so long here that you have to look for. This is my inside, and here is the sewing. This is exactly fitting on the back. This is my folding side. So you see how the inside in the back, how the sewing is running. On my lining, here you see here inside, because you have the back is sewn together, the leather back. It's you have to get within the corners exactly. So that's why what I'm showing you here. So now I don't turn around the back, because I need the beautiful side of the fabric inside and not outside. So here is my corner, and then I try to get the other corner. So okay, here's it's sewn together. You see that it's a slight flap over it, so this will prevent the lining from fraying, just to put the fabric a little bit longer so it's not fraying inside. So this is my corner, and on the other side I try to get the corner inside also. Yeah. So yeah, now I'm a little bit struggling, so I do it again. And what I will do now is I'm folding it. It's maybe a better solution. Folding it that I get the corner inside a little bit better without these little leftover on the sides for the preventing of the fraying. So I put it exactly inside, and now I take the other side, the other corner, to put it inside. It has to fit really well inside. So that's why I try to make it as correct as I can, because later on you will see if it's too much or too less. So now it's better. I take a thread. This is a polyester thread, but you can also take cotton or whatever you have. It normally should fit a little bit better to the color of the bag or the lining. But okay, that's what I just had, and you will see. Then I put a needle inside, so make a knot at the other end. I'm struggling a little bit. So here is the knot. Then that's a needle on the other side, And what I'm yeah, what I'm now doing is I'm folding the lining inside between the original lining and the back. So yes, now I'm folding it, and I'm starting where I had sewn the lining together. That's because when I start at the other side, I maybe will slide it a little bit away, and that's what I try to prevent. So I put it inside and start with my sewing where where I had sewn the lining together at one corner. So I try to get out all these foldings, whatever, and I try to there's the sewing, and this is what I put exactly in the corner. So it's not a turning around within the bag, within when I'm finished with sewing. So now I'm correct my folding, and then I start with the sewing. So it's a lot of corrections, and but it's better to do it and not to do a fast food sewing. You will anger yourself later when it's not fitting. So then I do a very simple stitch just around this both corners to sew them together, and I try to do it on very short on the corner, this sewing. And now it needs a bit of time to come around, and always adjusting the bag that it's correctly at the corner when I sew it on. So here you see, and it's as I do it, and now I do it all the way around. So now I'm shortly before the finishing. I just cut some minutes out. So when you are not coming here, it looks good. But when you have made your bag, your inside lining bag, a little bit too large, it's not the problem. You have some fabric over here. I will go directly inside. But when you have a little bit more fabric than you need, then you just can simply fold it a little bit and sew it in at the corner. That's not to see anymore. This would help. And here I'm coming exactly, I'm ending exactly at the sewn inside linen. So this is what I do. I just do the last stitches, and then I do some stitches simply to get my thread not fraying, my sewing I need. Some stitches, and then I cut it off. So, and then you see you have the lining inside, and this is how it looks when you can turn it out. And it's a very good thing that you can turn out the bag when you have some little dirt inside or so. It makes the cleaning easier. So I put again back in the corners, and then you can do beadwork or whatever around the corner at top. So what means straight thread? You see here that it's fraying on top. And this is not really cool, because when you sew a fabric and it's not straight as the threads of the fabric, then it will turn around later on. It's not good. And here you see, when I put out one thread, then you see it's from one side to the other, and this prevents the later piece what you finish, that it's the fabric is not turning and whatever. So what did I do to get it? I cut a little bit on the I do it a little bit wider because I can use the cut off piece. Now I take my scissor, make just a small gap, and then with both hands And you can do this with cotton, with wool fabric. You can't do this with synthetics because it will cut in your hands, but this is how it's done. Now I will do a lining on a just simply plain beadwork item, and it's nearly the same as the lining in the back. So I do this mostly because I normally use German tanned leather and for the beadwork, and this is not good just to, you have to go through the leather, not to get out the threads and the beadwork. It's a little difficult, you have to do it with this, but it's like it. So then I sew around this, in the same manner to fix the fabric. And you see that these little prints, little flowers, I normally use this as orientation because mostly, not always, but mostly these prints are nearly similar to the straighten of the thread inside. So it's a good way to correct the fabric to get a very correct straight sewing. Later on, this can be covered with other beadwork stitches to make a beautiful corner. And this, what I do here, is for a bonnet, a feather bonnet, the normal bro band. So I sew around, and it needs always a little bit of time, but nothing to worry on when you did your beadwork. Then you're fit enough to do also all the other thread work or the other needlework. So normally I do the thread, double the thread, that I don't lose my needle, but this is what happened here. So I had to put again in the thread in the needle. So sewing up to the corner on the one side. I put the fabric on. You see that it's maybe 1 centimeter or so. It's under in between the lining outside and the leather of the beadwork. So that's preventing the fabric from fraying. So now in the corner, my thread came to an end, so I just do some small stitches back that it's not fraying, the sewing is not fraying. So now I cut it off. That's my needle, and so what I do now is I cut it off maybe 1 or 2 centimeters away from the corner. So this is what I'm doing now also with the leftover side. Normally I do this also with large pieces of fabric that I can get the maximum out of my material. This was just the leftover I used before. So now I put it the corner of the fabric in the underside, sew around, and then I do this the same way when I'm at the end of the sewing. So that's how I do straight pieces like this. But how about round rosettes? When I want to do a lining on them too, because as I said, I have to go through the leather with this German tan leather. Is with the leather. So now I have a small bit of leftover fabric, and what I do is I look that it's always enough fabric all around that's standing over the beaded rosette, and I made it a little bit more fitting. So then you see the same here. I fold it under, sew a bit, sew a centimeter. It's always with my needle, and then I sew this maybe centimeter or whatever, as far it's laying directly under the corner of the leather, and then I fold again, sew again, and this is going now around all the beaded rosette. Always trying with my holding hand to have the fabric straight on the other side. So, and sewing, it's a little bit of learning, of practicing, that everything will get smooth, but I had to try and try again too. I'm doing this now then more than 30 years, so it's always just keep practicing. And don't be afraid if it's not perfect the first time. So as I said, it's just always a centimeter folding the side of the fabric under the rosette, and then sewing it and folding again, and sewing, folding, sewing. So later on you can also do stitches for corner work with beads, that it's gets a more finishing look on the rosette, but it's up to you what you want to do and how you want to do it. But as always, I just sew lining underside, that it looks very clean and a very clean, well made item. So yeah, now I'm going to an end. It's always just 1 centimeter, sewing 1 centimeter. So now I'm at the end. I just folded the leftover under the rosette, and you see it's finished. And and now you see it's very straight lining, and I do some stitches for saving my thread at the end, and cut the thread off. So this is how I do a lining on beaded rosettes. So we had now the doing round on the outside, but now what I want to show you is an inside, like at the neckline. And this is a bit different because I want to show you this. It's one way of doing it and how it works. You see this fabric, and what I did here before I did the second work, you see the cut-ins, and this is, you have your fabric, and on the outside is the same thing as in the beaded rosette. And I did this before because I want to have it. It's always that you don't be too short with your lining fabric. Also that it's not bubbly. The fabric is bubbly, so I do some needles inside, and I fix everything with some small needles. And I do this on top too, maybe 5 centimeters away from the sewing, what I want to do, because I don't want to stretch or whatever, or change. I want to have both fabrics very smooth on top of each other. So that's why I'm just fixing everything with the needles. So now, what I do now is, because when you fold this under, you will see that it's stretchy corners. It's not very perfect. So what I now do is I take a scissor and cut in just directly to the corner of the top fabric. So this makes the fabric going underside of, or between the lining and the outside fabric, and you won't have to struggle with getting the material correctly under it. So you see here it's the same thing, but just the other direction of the curve. My needle, and then I do exactly the same as I did with the beaded rosette. Now my hand is in the way, but it's just when you do your videos alone, it's a little bit difficult because you can just do it or look for a better look of your videos. Sorry for that. So now I'm folding again the next step under it. You should not cut it too much, but you will get a feeling for it when you did it 1 or 2 times. So, and sewing again. To the end of my cutout, and then I do the same. I just move on and fold it again under it. So that's how you do it per hand, and there are other ways when you do it with machines that you can also use a band that it's stretchy, for example, to do this the same way, but this is how I do it by hand. There are many ways to do this, to do these corners and to finish a garment. This is a top for chicken dance regalia, a cape. I do this also the same way with beadwork when I do it on leather and I want to put the lining inside. It's always the same. So here you see the flap I had cut out. I just take it, put it in between the lining and the top fabric. And this is good that you have fixed it with a needle, so you don't do bubbles on the other side of your item, the fabric bubbles, because you want to have it very straight, the both sides on top of each other. So, yeah. And that's how you do it the whole way. I started with this round line and do the fixing on the shoulders a little bit later. So, as I said, it's always up to the next, folding the next under and sew it on. So you see it's a very straight line, and so it looks very clean sewing. It's a little bit of practicing, but that's how I did it. And this is how it comes out later, just showing not ironed yet, and with some fringes on that I add later. And this is what I meant with the pro band and with the beaded rosette way it's used. It's made a little bit different, but it's how it's done.